metrobuildingoutlet.com. Like and subscribe.
Awesome.
Hey Laura, what you doing?
Shredding paper to get money.
Nice. How much paper have you shredded?
A lot. From this.
Ooh, that's a lot of paper.
Yep, but I shredded like a quarter of it.
They put on the flashing lights, turn your emergencies on, and then people know you're with them.
So they can go for a second. I'm not even. Approach to Adler Farms. Never really shown any of the route because I didn't want anybody to know where it was at. I don't know if that's public or not. But we're driving in, and in a minute here, we will arrive. It sure looks big coming down that road like that.
Guys, the goal was to go in here, but we're going to let the professionals do what they do. We may still take out a pole on the driveway. We're going to let them, he's been doing it a long time, he said. Adler! Adler! Thumbs up. Oh, I love what you've done with your face. I was thinking it was just good job, Mrs. A. Here, you can blame that on good job.
Blame that on Nina. Blame that on Nina.
Nana, stay right here, buddy.
So if you haven't figured it out, I'm actually here at Adler Farms. I got Jim over here with Chad. They're gonna figure this out because despite the fact I've done this for a long time, I do not drive a semi truck. So I will let them come up with a plan for what they want to do. We just met Mr. and Mrs. A. They're very nice. Black box right behind the truck cab. I'm not gonna get too close just because you won't be able to hear. Because that truck is loud.
Did you read that thread for me?
Which one? I don't know how many customers have ever lowered the mule before. I think Chad wants to take it for a ride.
Just get him to leave that here. I'll take good care of it. Yeah, I don't have the greatest history of the Reynolds around here.
I've taken it home before, like seriously.
Yeah,
I really have. Because you can do all kinds of things with this thing.
I bet. The guy that grades the road is gonna be like, what?
The building is floating. This is so unstable. It literally looks like it's flying. It's like a grass boat, just floating along the prairie in Oklahoma. Good morning. So it is Monday. I don't know what day it is. It's like the 6th or the 7th, I think. We've just come back from a family camping trip with all the kids at a nearby lake. We had a really, really good time. I'll tell more about that in a second. I think you guys probably already seen some of that. I want to get to the 4 people that are incredibly angry about our details on the cabin. You know, my apologies. We don't ever want to hurt anybody. That just doesn't even make any sense, really, to do something to hurt some channel or anybody that, you know, is buying something from us. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. It was definitely not our intent. If you go back and look at our channel 2 weeks ago, I think we had 60 subscribers. We're just under 500 right this minute. That all happened basically just because of Chad. So not anything we did. We had posted a total of, I want to say, 18 or 19 videos in 6 years. So we've not made any concerted effort to be YouTubers. We were not trying to be. We have some videos that were about really cool content, specifically race car trailers and deer blinds that we used to sell. Some of those had like maybe 3,000 hits. That's it. And then we didn't follow anything up with that. So my general attitude is, typically in a 2-week period like this, about 15 people would watch one of our videos. 15. And so I just didn't think anyone would see it. The reason we put up a video of a building is so that when someone asks about a building or a similar one, I can reference them to a video, or when someone says, do you have a 44-foot long building? I've got 2 or 3 because it's the best way to show somebody something that can't physically get here to come and look at them. And since we're delivering across everywhere, all the way out to Guyman, all the way out to Lawton, clear down towards Dallas, there's people that literally buy buildings sight unseen, as crazy as that is. In fact, in this day and age, over the last 2 years with COVID, there's been a lot of people that bought buildings completely sight unseen. I'm a little sunburned. I've got a little bit of sun. I just noticed that. But yeah, apologies to anybody that's offended, and that brings me to all the thank yous. All the thank yous from like the 200 people that wrote comments that were wonderful and that were really, really kind. For the people that crucified the people that tried to crucify me on there, that was really great. I had one lady, I think her name was Anne, that just totally defended us. To one of our customers that came on and talked about his 2 buildings, I thought that was great. I was like, wow, I didn't know we had a fan like that. I mean, I know we do, but you know, I wish our entire customer base was on here. We've sold, I believe, like 20,000 buildings in the last 18, 19 years since we switched over to this. We sold over 1,000 trailers to people, and we sold almost, I want to say, 70 deer blinds to people. And one thing about everything we do is that it's always a major purchase. People don't just casually buy a $30,000 cabin, or in some cases, $60,000, $80,000 horse barns. These are not casual decisions, not even for businesses. We always tout that we sold a building to Shaquille O'Neal. He and his entire staff had all the same questions everybody else had, and they downsized the building because of cost. A guy that's got a couple $100 million. Everybody's on a budget, and everybody that's buying something from us, it's a serious decision, and it should be treated as such. But we would never do anything to hurt anybody's channel, not just Chad's, but anybody's. If you think about it, it wouldn't benefit our business any to make enemies. So if we offended anybody, we're sorry. As for Chad's response video, which I didn't see until close to 9 or 10 o'clock last night. I did not even know that existed. I just thank you, and thanks to all the fans, but thank you for that really warm response and for taking time to, basically, he really listened and talked about all the things on our product that you know, how payments work, talking about nails and studs that were sticking through on buildings that we had before, and you know, problems that have been solved over the years. So we really appreciate that, and we just want to say thank you, and thank you to all the people from Adler Farms, the channel, that have just kind of warmly greeted us. We have another channel called Dad's Life _40. It's the most chopped up name, but I made it during COVID about 2 years ago, because my son asked for a YouTube channel for Christmas, and he asked over and over and over again. And he and my middle daughter, basically my 2 oldest kids, insisted that that's what they wanted for Christmas. And then they kind of lost interest in it for a little while, and now they've kind of gained interest again. We haven't put any videos on there, and so I'd have to go back and look, but several months. It's probably been close to a year. Kind of like with the Metro channel, not a lot of people watched. I think our biggest video had, like, last time I checked, had 200 hits. It's really funny. It's literally, I think it's called shaving cream, and just imagine filling an entire room full of shaving cream. If we ever have a viral video, that'll be it, if anyone ever notices that it exists. But Dad, that's where we will do goofy things, and now that they've seen this and had a response to this, they have all kinds of ideas about what they want to do for that channel. So they want to put our camping trip on there. I showed you guys what we jokingly referred to as Dad Force One, which was a reference to my daughter thinking that Cletus's, what was it, Freedom Force One, their big car hauler, double stacker, like $250,000 rig. This is like our little baby version of that, but it's a 24-foot enclosed, basically enclosed car hauler that we haven't even converted it, but that we want to convert it into a camper. We want to put bunks in it and an AC unit and put an awning on it and get it all wired. But we did take it camping this weekend, and it was great. We looked at all these big 5th wheel campers to take places, And always the limiting factor was like the biggest garage in one of those things is usually 16 feet, at least on one we can afford. So that's on the used market, a few years old. But this gives us a 24-foot cargo space. I mean, like, my kids want to go sleep in a tent, no matter how nice a trailer we would have. So this lets her and I get in. It gives us a place to get in out of the weather, which we learned all about because we got rained on yesterday morning and had to run off. But we've had a lot of fun with that. We want to put bunks in it. We want to do things we forgot. We didn't take a hose with us. We did not have enough electrical cords for everything. And we need to get an awning on it because those portable ones are garbage. So one of them, the wind picked it up and blew it into the trailer. We're lucky it didn't scratch it up. But so I got a ton of questions, not so much on the Facebook page, but on direct website inquiries from you guys. I think we had 35 people out of the, I think we had almost a third the number of comments on our real website as we did on the YouTube channel. And so one of the biggest questions is, do you have a building in my area? I live in Wisconsin. I live in a lot of places, a lot of them up north. There was a New Jersey, a Wisconsin, there was a couple from Florida, most of them around Missouri. Big surprise because that's where they're from. But yeah, we can deliver a portable into Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri. There are no payment plans available because we don't have rental contracts for those states. There are places in Texas we can do it. It is on a case-by-case basis. Call us or just email straight through the website. Go to the website, say you want to leave a message, and it'll send it, and I get those directly. And then I distribute those out to Sam and Jeremy and Terry. But if you have a question about availability or what it would cost to ship a building to your location on one of the portables, let us know. Which brings me to, portables are roughly a third of our business. 2/3 of what we do is we build large steel structures, 60 by 100 warehouse spaces, mini storages, horse barns, and the big one now, barndominiums. And I don't really have any good video footage to show you of any of those because, like I said, we just haven't documented what we've done very well. We've been doing this since 2001, and we've managed to make 20 videos about it. That's it. So we've kind of failed ourselves on that. And so even if we don't get a big following, I don't really want a big following. I think 3 negative comments was enough to hurt my feelings. I don't think I'm quite ready for that. But we do want to make our product available so people can see it. And so we need to document that a little better just because we market buildings. So that having been said, those metal buildings, totally different story. We have nearly full service to 19 different states. And I had to write those down because I've never remembered it. So I've got it here on my clipboard. We serve, other than the Miami-Dade area, we serve Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, about half of Texas, about half of Kansas. Basically, if you're on the east side of Kansas, I've got you. If you're on the west side, probably not. Arkansas and Missouri, full states. With Texas and with Kansas, if you're in one of those gray areas, basically if we can fill a full truckload order, which is going to be about $25,000, $30,000, I can still come a little further. It's just that what it is we don't have a license for the counties you're in, and it can be pulled, but basically we've got to be at a certain price point where we won't make anything. So once again, email me about that or call the 918-258-5050, and we'll figure out if we can work in your area. I already mentioned barndominiums. I want to mention this has gotten like my kids all super excited. I draw barndominiums for people and build barndominiums for people all over the place. We built big ones in Florida. We built about a dozen big ones. I mean, like these were not budget do-it-yourself type things. They wanted it to look like a barndominium, and then they intended it to be highly customized, and they were very expensive properties. And we've done a lot that really are the do-it-yourself. Hey, we're trying to get as big a space as we can for as cheap as possible. One of the things we want to look at is my wife and I want to build one, and so if people are interested, I would like to go through my design proposal and just see what people think. So that's a video that we filmed a little bit of that, but we're not quite, it's pretty rough. So I'll get to that. I've got a note, mention again, Dad's Life _40, watch the shaving cream video. We build a lot of stuff with Duplo and then break it and blow up fireworks. But once again, nobody's ever watched any of it. I think it's mostly family members and people we go to church with, just kind of, you know, indulging us. But I think there's some actually funny stuff on there. What should I call you guys? There's like the Adler Farms family, and Matt Carricker has Demolitia for Demolition Ranch. And all these people, they always have like something to call somebody, because I can't just keep saying you, it's kind of weird. So if somebody in the comments section has a name for what you would want to be called, you tell me, and that's what I'll call you. Or well, come to a consensus, you can amongst yourselves. But one last thing, we had a wonderful camping trip. I got some wonderful footage of it. I'll mix it in here. The most wonderful thing and the most depressing thing happened. There was a huge bald eagle that was basically sitting offshore in a tree that was out in the water all weekend long. And we went out on kayaks, not thinking that we'd ever get close to it. My daughter and I ended up getting basically in the tree underneath it before it noticed we were there. So we got to spend about 30 minutes very close up watching this thing, and I thought, man, I have no video of that. This afternoon, if it comes back around, I'll go out and I'll try to get a video of it. And, I got out, had the camera turned on so that if I got anything I could catch it, and the battery died. So we tried a third time, and I ran the memory card out on the way out. And all 3 times we got 25 feet away from this bald eagle that was way up in a tree and didn't care that we were there. It was not scared of us, and we were able to get extremely close up in the kayaks. So I desperately want to go back out and try and do it again. So if you guys want to see that, I will make a special trip sometime, probably with my son, just us, to go do it. He's at church camp this week. So I'll probably wait until he's back, because it'd be kind of weird to do it without the kids. But I think, if I'm careful, I think I know where it's roosting. So I think we could get I think it's roosting in another tree nearby, but I think this is its hunting tree where it can look out over the water. And it just, I talked to not the park ranger, but the camp host, and he goes nuts there every day. He's been there every day for a year. I was like, okay. So I think there's a chance we can get it and maybe get better footage. I'm trying to learn to use this camera. I know it's got all kinds of tools on it, but it's garbage. And it's not garbage, I'm garbage at filming. So, but man, guys, thank you, all 480 something of you. I did not think that would happen 12 days ago. So leave comments. Obviously I'm responding to as many of them as I can. At least actually I responded to just about all of them, and I'll try to do that for as long as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Even if you're just fans of Adler, that's fine. Thanks. That's really what we're saying. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. If you have a question about building, hit me up with a question. Thank you guys, and we'll see you real soon. If I can find the button to turn this thing off.